Chips Emotivilla, Getty Images. We want to make sure the president's desire for a deal with North Korea doesn't saddle the United States, South Korea and Japan with a bad deal. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, the NY, said Monday. The president needs to be willing to walk away from the table if there isn't a deal to be had. By Karun Demirjian, Washington Post. Washington, the Senate's top Democrats insisted in a letter to President Donald Trump on Monday that any deal with North Korea must completely dismantle Pyongyang's nuclear and ballistic missile programs permanently, and that the White House must loop Congress in on its plans before negotiations begin. The minority leader and several ranking members issued a list of conditions in anticipation of the expected June 12 summit between Trump and Kim Jong-un, pressing the president to maintain a tough and unsparing stance both with the North Korean leader and with his ally China to ensure that the talks achieve the goal of a full, complete and verifiable denuclearization of North Korea, and nothing less. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our new Morning Report weekday newsletter. Any deal that explicitly or implicitly gives North Korea sanctions relief for anything other than the verifiable performance of its obligations to dismantle its nuclear and missile arsenal is a bad deal, the Democratic senators wrote. Congressional Democrats have given their cautious blessing to the talks, while at the same time expressing deep concerns that Trump may be too keen on making a deal with North Korea to ensure that it actually achieves the results that the United States wants. We want to make sure the president's desire for a deal with North Korea doesn't saddle the United States, South Korea and Japan with a bad deal. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, the NY, said Monday. The president needs to be willing to walk away from the table if there isn't a deal to be had. Among the demands Democrats made in the letter are that any agreement continue North Korea's current ballistic missile test suspension, including any space launch, the full dismantlement of ballistic missiles and a prohibition on all ballistic missile development, and guarantee that no ballistic missiles and associated technology are proliferated or exported. They also insist in the letter that North Korea commit to robust compliance inspections that, including anywhere, anytime, inspections of both declared and non-declared suspicious sites. Any deal should include snapback sanctions as well, to ensure that the penalties on North Korea are automatic for violations. Getting a deal with North Korea is actually the easy part. Sen. Robert Menendez, DNJ, the ranking member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said Monday, noting how North Korea had signed memorandums with the United States in the past that then fell apart. Getting a good agreement that works and is sustainable is the hard part. Democrats noted Monday that the stakes of the potential talks with North Korea were far higher than those with Iran, which did not have nuclear weapons of a functional ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, Schumer noted, adding, North Korea has both. Schumer also warned Monday that Democrats would be watching the progress of negotiations to ensure their principles are met, and that, if we think that the president is veering off course, we would not hesitate to move to increase mandatory sanctions against North Korea or otherwise make it impossible for the president to use his waiver authority. Schumer suggested that Republicans would join Democrats in any effort to restrain the president, if it appears he is moving too swiftly toward a bad deal. Because Congress has already passed certain mandatory sanctions against North Korea, Congress would likely have to take some action to waive them before the United States could fully participate in which North Korea committed to fully denuclearize. Menendez stressed that Congress would only take such steps if Pyongyang were clearly in the midst of compliance with a strict, acceptable deal. That deal could be a long way off. Though Trump initially suggested that the goal of the June 12 talks was denuclearization, he has since scaled back the scope of his goals, describing the upcoming meeting as more of a get-to-know-you situation and the start of a process. You might also like ex-Malaysia PM Najib asks for witness protection from Straits Times. Registration is open. 55,000 people will win the U.S. Green card. Free check what ails Singapore Airlines. Business Times learn to automate your trades with MT4 IG Singapore. Traders in Singapore with IG MT4 account get IG Singapore, the most popular airports in the world, ranked far and wide. Kanye West made Tristan Thompson's very bad night a MercuryNews.com. Carolyn hacks, we don't want them in our house because MercuryNews.com. Cavs Jr. Smith makes list of top 10 sports blunders. MercuryNews.com recommended by